All right, we're here at the Memphis Comic Expo. We're joined by Dale today.
Yes. Good to be here.
What is it that you do, Dale? I'm sorry.
I'm a comic book artist, and so I'm signed with Hound Comics, and so I have a comic book coming up called Kings of the Wasteland.
Okay.
It'll be out like in a month.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a post-apocalyptic tale, and most of the humans are wiped out, and it's been taken over by animals.
Okay.
And so all of the characters in the story are all animals.
Post-apocalyptic, like nuclear wasteland, or?
It's a twist on it. I can't say what it
Okay,
is now,
that's better. I like the whole mystique about it's a wasteland, but why?
Exactly. You got to figure that out.
So that's the chase. That's really what the whole story is about. That's pretty cool.
And so it follows Jacob, who's the main character, and he saw his whole family slaughtered by a tiger and zoo escapees. And so he's kind of traveling this wasteland trying to seek revenge.
So was he born into the wasteland, or was he there like before it happened?
We don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just trying to. Trying to pick
it drops you in the middle, and so you kind of see him traveling across country, trying to figure out, you know, where this guy is and how to find him, or the tiger.
Okay.
And he meets different animals along the way, so everything kind of gets revealed as time goes on, and so. As a matter of fact, I have a Kickstarter now for issue 2 to be colored.
All right. What's the address to your Kickstarter account?
It's Kickstarter.com. The Kings of the Wastelands issue 2. But don't worry, we'll put a link up on our page for anybody who wants to. I'll actually put it right here underneath. You'll see it right now. Right there. Aaron will edit that in.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Good. Yeah. A very unique take on that. And I'm curious, what was your inspiration? First off, let me start here. So what's your role in this? Is this your book?
Yes.
You write it, you draw it?
Yes. I write it until issue 3. Then I have somebody taking that over.
Okay.
Because it's a lot to do everything yourself.
Yeah, I can't draw. I can't write a letter by myself.
I mean, it's so hard to write. I really have a huge appreciation for writers because to sit there and figure out what everybody's saying and how to say it, it's a lot of work. And so I have Ken Burns. He's going to come in and write it. And Juan Marquez does the colors. So I do essentially the pencils, the inks, and the lettering for the whole book. Wow. So it's a lot of work.
So the story, you're kicking off this story.
Exactly.
Right, and you're going to let people take it from there. Do you have guidelines they need to follow by? Do you have like an arc in your head that you want the story to go to?
Yes.
They're going to follow?
The whole plot line is already done.
Okay.
And so he's going to take over the writing duties as far as...
He's going to handle more of the dialogue and the smaller details? Okay.
Yes.
So you must have a lot of faith in somebody to take your baby that and just go with it.
I've known him since 2000, so...
Oh, wow. What year is this?
15 years.
So you've known him a long time. A lot of trust built up.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing this?
I've been drawing my whole life, and I went to the Atlanta College of Art and I got a BFA in illustration.
Okay.
But I kind of stopped doing it, and I started working as a teacher. And a few years ago, one of my friends, his name is Sanford Green, he's a professional comic artist, and he just was like, why aren't you behind the table? You should be here doing this, because he sees my work all the time. He was like, I think you can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just, about 3 to 4 years ago, I started getting serious about it, and I pursued it, you know?
I mean, that's what this whole atmosphere is about. Everybody here is the people that are out there doing it.
Yeah.
And it's really empowering to see people just going for it, like yourself. It's really making me, I'm getting goosebumps, man, talking about it.
Man, I love it. And so...
okay, all right. So I noticed you had some books for sale. Now, have you done past work besides The Kings of the Wasteland?
Yes. I did a lot of freelance work for different people, but when you work with different people, it might or might not come out, you know? And so I got tired of waiting for people to bring things out, and I decided I'm going to just do it myself.
And when you say people, you mean like working through publishers or?
No, independent writers and creators, because I mainly do art, and so they will hire me to do the art. And I have like tons of projects that I pencil and ink, but never saw the light of day because it just wasn't followed through on, you know?
And if I were to go over to your table, what would I see?
Right now you see Kings of the Wasteland, and you also see 2 of my art books.
Oh, so I can actually pick up an issue of Kings of the Wasteland?
Right now.
Oh, okay.
Is it Kickstarter for the second issue?
For the second issue.
Gotcha. So it's for the second issue. So you already purchased the first issue.
Right.
Is that only physically?
That's only through me. Issue 1 comes out through houndcomics.com,
Hound
like in a
Comics.com?
month.
In a month? Okay, cool.
It's all turned in, so they just getting everything together.
Oh, so in a month it'll be a digital release. You'll have like a digital
Yes,
version.
if you go to houndcomics.com. So it'll be under their label.
Wow.
The first issue was actually, the one I have on my table right now, was done through Kickstarter. So issue 1 is done through Kickstarter, and I'll go back to Kickstarter for issue 2.
So have you found well, obviously you got issue 1 done through Kickstarter. So have you found success? Have you found it like a good means to an end to get your projects done? You get them so far, then you reach out and people actually are receptive.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really awesome.
It helps to have a fan base of people that support you and behind you, but I found nothing but good things working through Kickstarter. It's been fun, a lot of work,
Yeah.
but it's fun to do, and to see a project reach its goal is just a huge accomplishment.
That must be
That is awesome.
And hopefully,
It is fun.
I really want to. I approached you earlier today. I walked around. I was looking at everybody who I was impressed by. I was impressed by your work. I mean,
Thank you.
it takes me a snap judgment to see something that is worthwhile. So I stopped by. I'm so glad I approached you.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate it.
I'll push. I'm not one to push Kickstarters, but this is one I actually want to see happen because I'm going to go pick up issue 1 today.
Thank you.
And
I
I'm going to read
appreciate
that. I'm read the hell out of it.
And then
I
you're
have no
going to
doubt.
end on the cliffhanger that's inevitable.
Right,
You're
right.
going to have to go put money on his Kickstarter.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I encourage anyone listening or watching this segment to actually reach out to this Kickstarter right here.
This one. Right there.
Let's help this man make his dream and then hand it off to somebody else to hopefully not ruin it.
The,
Right?
the good part about it is issue 2 ends that first story arc, so you got a complete story
Oh,
for
cool.
issue 1 and 2.
Okay.
Then it starts in a whole new story arc for issue 3. So
And you have everything planned out.
yes, everything's
That's-
already
that's,
planned out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That
Beautiful.
is-
Yeah.
that is awesome. Well, before we go, your impressions on the expo. It's your first time here.
Yes, my first time in Memphis. Period.
Oh, and I should have let in with that. Where are you from?
Originally I'm from the Virgin Islands, but I live in Georgia.
So you you live in Georgia and you do
Yes.
your art out of Georgia. And
Yes.
Do you hit a lot of expos out there?
Yes.
Okay. So you're familiar with this whole sit
Oh,
at
yeah, yeah,
table selling.
definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Before I was just a fan going every year. This past year, 2014, and this year will be the first years I've been there behind the table selling
Oh,
stuff.
that's awesome.
So it's been such a fun ride for me. It's been great. I love it. Going to conventions is always fun because you get to see everybody. You get to see artists, put names with their faces, and get some awesome books.
That's one thing about a comic. There's a lot of names to a lot of pages. Whereas an author is to a book, there's multiple people behind multiple
yeah.
books, and in one run there could be up to 20 different people in that single run.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see some of these faces, these names I recognize. Reading comics and whatnot.
Exactly.
It's kind of cool. It's humbling. Oh man, I was totally hooked on the story arc you had going for 3 or 4 issues, and it was ingenious.
Right.
How do I say that to you? I'm just a guy walking around.
Exactly. Have
Have you met anybody? It's I know you. Come up here from Memphis.
Here's a funny thing. I ran into a writer who hired me for one of my first projects ever, and he's here at this convention. Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I was like, "Hey, I know you. You helped me out. So it was just so funny to run into him. Deanne Brown is his name, and he has a table at this
Okay.
convention, which is really cool.
Maybe run by and say hi to her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. So your first time in Memphis? It's your first time in Memphis ever?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so what do you think of Memphis?
It's a lot greener than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
It's yeah.
Oh wow, what do you think it was going to be?
Yeah.
On fire?
Well, no.
I wouldn't blame you for thinking that.
Well, come to Memphis, I was thinking it was like a city, like Atlanta, like a lot of concrete.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Not quite.
But it's more like farmlands and
Yeah. Well, this expo's at the Agri Center. There's a lot of
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So, but even our downtown pales in comparison to this. Atlanta's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive. And
And
it's a
growing
lot
every
of
day.
people's perception of Memphis is always interesting to me because it's actually just a small confined experience.
Yeah.
But and it actually goes down one street. That's the street everybody goes to, and then there's a small section downtown everybody goes.
Everything's
to.
like a miniature form of whatever the bigger city version would be.
Yeah.
Right,
and that
right.
kind of makes it nice.
It does,
I
yeah.
dig it, so.
Because you
Have you-
can't do city all the time. It's good to be in
Right.
rural America sometimes.
Have you had a chance to see anything cool while you're here?
No, I came in about 2 this morning,
Oh,
slept, and came right here.
Okay.
hey, we're on the same boat with that one actually. Well, I went to bed at something. Woke up like at 6. Like, we need to go.
Man, I was so tired after the journey, but it's fun just being here. It's been exciting.
So you're gonna be here for tomorrow as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope we get this posted up, or I'll put a post up. You're still
Awesome.
here and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Look
And,
forward to it.
You going back home after the expo?
Yeah.
Hey, be sure to get around, see some stuff.
Okay,
More
I'll try to do
farmland
that.
of Memphis or whatever.
All right.
There is the Elvis Presley
from
Mansion.
here?
Yeah, born
Yes.
and raised. Born and
Okay,
raised, both
okay.
of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a love-and-hate relationship. A lot of potholes and barbecue. That's Memphis in a
Yep.
nutshell. Man, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll run
Yes.
into you again. I'm going to do a walk around. I'd love to
Awesome.
talk to you some more.
Definitely.
I would get a shot of your booth. Is that cool? Is this cool? Get it? Is that cool?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
This has
Well,
been
thank
Dale,
you so much.
Kings of the Wasteland.
Yes.
Kings of the Wasteland.
Thanks for joining
Get that
us.
right.
Thank you for
All
having
right,
me. I
man.
really appreciate
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.
All right.